Hey, this is Jim with Dieselgeek, and today I'm going to show you how to install a 5-speed Sigma shifter for an O2J transmission. This is a 5-speed transmission from about 2000 to 2006. And so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to install the front to back bracket. This is the front to back bracket right here. And we're going to slide it onto the shift cable like so, and it needs to slide over the cable evenly and smoothly. That will give us a good adjustment. If it's tight on the cable, then there is a spreading mechanism that we can use by removing one of these screws and putting in a 6mm Allen screw to spread it open. But this one's fine, so we're not going to do that. I do have another video showing how to do that, and I'll link it in the description. So first thing that you can see, there's a Sharpie mark here for the Keyway, and the Keyway is one missing tooth. So on the selector shaft there is also a joined key right here, and so what we're going to do is we're going to line up the mark with the joined key like so, and once we do that it'll go on pretty easily. So after that you're going to go ahead and take the 8mm nut, which has 13mm lands, and you snug it up like that, and take a socket with a 13 socket or a wrench with a 13 socket or wrench, and we're going to tighten up the nut, and just don't go crazy with it because you don't want to shear off the stud. So once we've done that, we can rotate it back into neutral, which is where it can go up and down, and prepare for the side to side. This is the side to side bracket here. So on the side to side, we're going to take off the shiny metal clip. We're going to take the two gray bushings out, and we're going to install them in the pivot tube like so. You can reuse your white ones also if you know, but why not use new ones? Doesn't matter. So once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and insert the pivot pin into the tube like so until the slider almost touches here, and then we're going to engage the cable into the cable end like that. And then once we've done that, we can rotate the bell crank up, engage the slider onto the slot like so. And then that's all the way in, and then we take the shiny metal clip and we put it on the pivot pin until it clicks like that. So the shifter is installed. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the adjustment. So to do the adjustment, we're going to lock the transmission. So to lock the transmission, the locking lever is right here. So we're going to push down on the selector shaft until it gets to the right height. And then once it gets to the right height, the locking pin will go in, and it will then rotate up. It'll be pointing straight up, and then the transmission will be locked like so. So once the transmission's locked, we're going to go inside the cabin and we're going to lock the mechanism inside the car. This is the 5mm pin that we include with the kit, and we're going to put it down through the top hole like that, and then down through the bottom hole like that, so that this is locked. So once this is locked and the mechanism inside on the transmission is locked, we're ready to do the adjustment. So to do the adjustment on the side to side, which is the most important one, this is the most important one, you're going to push down on the selector shaft, and then you're going to turn the knurled ring until it snaps toward the firewall like that. That's adjusted. Don't have to do anything else to that. So the last step is going to be to tighten the clamping screws for the front to back bracket. And now with the new nut bar, it's a lot easier since we don't have to hold the nuts individually on the bottom. We can just tighten the screws individually. And what you want to do is you want to tighten little by little. You don't want to do a lot. You just want to do just a little bit of a turn and then move on to the next screw. And what that does is it spreads the load evenly over the nut bar. And so we're just going to go from 1 to 1 to 1 until they're all tightened down. And it'll let you know when it's getting close. It won't want to tighten anymore, and then you'll know that you're about done. So you just do little by little, and I like to use a 1/4-inch ratchet for this job because it gives me a little bit better feel. I'm not using this giant tool to tighten these tiny little screws. You just want to use finesse more than brute force. So once you've tightened the screws down, you get pretty close, and you'll know they're just not wanting to go too much more. And they're almost done. And I'm just going to go back one more time just to make sure that there's no more room there to tighten anymore. And so that's done. So once you've finished tightening the 4 screws down, then you unlock the transmission, and the locking lever is over here. You're going to push down on the selector shaft and just turn counterclockwise, and the locking lever will come undone. So you go back in the car, and you pull out the locking pin, and then you check it. And so what we're looking for is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and you want to make sure that first and second are smooth. First and second are smooth, and then also that you can get reverse. If first and second are smooth, then the shifter is adjusted correctly and you're done with the install. That's it.